Evening, everybody, and welcome. Please be seated, everybody. Okay. There's still some people walking around. First of all, I'd like to recognize the presence of Dr. G. Richard Olds, President of St. George's University, Dr. Joseph Childers, Provost, St. George's University, Dr. Marios Lucas, Dean, Basic Sciences of St. George's University, Dr. Colin McPherson, Vice Provost, Director, St. George's University, Dr. C.V. Rao, Dean of Students, St. George's University. I have to make sure I didn't forget anyone. Vice Provost, SVM Advancements, Dr. Timothy Ogilvie. Vice Provost, International Development. Oh, I've already done Dr. Colin McPherson. I'm sorry, it's the last one. Okay. So if I've forgotten anyone, I'm sorry. So welcome. My name is Dr. Tita Castor. I'm a 1988 graduate of St. George's University School of Medicine. I'm honored to stand before you on this auspicious moment of your career. 33 years ago, I landed on the beautiful island of Grenada and started my journey that has brought me here to where I am today. I'm an internist, geriatrician, and palliative medicine physician. Since completing my internal medicine residency and geriatrics fellowship, I have worked my entire career as a physician educator at the Icahn School of Medicine at Mount Sinai in New York City. I currently hold the position of Medical Director of the Palliative Care Service at New York City Health and Hospitals, Elmhurst Hospital. But what I consider my most important post that I've had in my career has been to be Director of Medical Education for St. George's University School of Medicine at New York City Health and Hospitals, Elmhurst and Queens Hospitals. It has brought me back to where I began and given me the opportunity to give back to St. George's University and the island of Grenada. My first white coat ceremony was not my own, as when I entered medical school, this important milestone was not celebrated in ceremony. My first was just around this time last year when I had the honor of donning my daughter's white coat on her. I am glad that my second one is here in Grenada with all of you at St. George's University, as it is as deeply personal as that first one. I wear my white coat very proudly every day. I must confess to you that sometimes it's for the pockets, as it is quite useful when you're carrying beepers, phones, pens, pen lights, keys, and in my profession, you have to carry a pack of tissues. During my geriatrics fellowship, I realized how my patients, who were much older and far wiser than I ever was, showed such respect towards me and what I had to say because I was in a white coat. I still notice that effect to this day when I walk into a room to meet for the first time a palliative medicine patient or their family. For some, it means that there's someone who understands and can explain what's going on. For others, someone who can bring much needed relief of pain and suffering. And for others yet, someone who brings care and compassion when cure is not attainable. This coat that you have, made of fabric, sewn with thread and is laden with meaning. With this coat, you will have the privilege and the burden of being part of people's lives during their happiest and saddest moments, hearing their deepest hopes, fears, and secrets. You will walk hand in hand with them in their journey from the beginning of life, through health, through illness, and death. As you don your white coat for the first time, take a moment to think about this journey that you are about to begin. It is exciting, It is scary, emotional, enlightening. It's fantastic. And it will be one of the most important journeys you'll ever take in your life. And it will transform you. So I'd like to share with you a brief history of this ceremony. In 1993, the Arnold P. Gold Foundation created the white coat ceremony at Columbia University's College of Physicians and Surgeons to promote humanism in medicine. With guidance from the Gold Foundation, St. George's University School of Medicine initiated its own white coat ceremony in 1996, long before many other U.S. medical schools. In 2003, the Gold Foundation founded the Gold Humanism Honor Society, an international society dedicated to the promotion of humanism, professionalism, and ethics in medical practice and education. St. George's University chapter established the Humanitarian Student Organization in 2009, through which preclinical students can engage in service activities for their communities. Our chapter is housed in St. George's University's Bioethics Department, which also coordinates basic sciences students in projects supporting Gold Humanism Honor Society goals. Chapter members are nominated by their peers and inducted during their third year of training. Our newest members are listed at the back of your program and are serving as role models of compassion and professionalism while completing their fourth year of clerkships. It is now my pleasure to welcome to the podium Dr. Joseph Childers, Provost of St. George's University, who brings greetings from the university administration.
Well, as we say here in Grenada, good night, which actually means hello. I do want to extend my welcome to you, and I also want to extend the welcome and appreciation to those who are taking part today in this ceremony, especially Dr. Olds, the Vice Provosts and Deans who have been here for now the third ceremony that we've done today. And of course, I especially want to thank those who are coding and are helping with the ceremony, and of course, also Dr. Castor, and finally, Dr. Iroku-Malize, who will be our keynote speaker this evening. So thank you very much for joining us. I sometimes get in front of crowds and feel compelled to tell things about myself. So I'm going to tell you something, and it's quite a confession. I'm not an MD. Much to my parents' shame. But I am an English professor. And as an English professor, I feel like I kind of have an inside track on things like symbolism. And I want to take just a couple of minutes and comment on the symbolism of this ceremony this evening and the donning of the white coat. And it really is bifurcated because on one hand, it's extraordinarily joyous and celebratory time. This is the beginning for many of you, that very last phase of moving toward a goal that so many of you have had for so long. It's an opportunity to join a profession that is perhaps the most noble of all professions. It is, in fact, that moment where you're crossing a threshold. I love to mix metaphors. You're crossing a threshold into yet another phase of your life and becoming professionals. And that's something to be celebrated. But it's also an extraordinary responsibility that you're taking on, and that's also part of what the white coat symbolizes. As you don this coat and become members of this profession, you now take up a responsibility to people you've never even met yet. People who will come to you for comfort, for cure if possible, and sometimes you won't like these people, but you will be committed to them and committed to their health. It's also a responsibility to others who you're going to be working with throughout your career, a responsibility to your classmates. It's a responsibility to your university. But finally, and I think most importantly, and this will be something that you will see time and time again, it's a responsibility that you have to yourself. You have taken up this challenge, and now it's our responsibility to make sure that you get every opportunity to succeed. We welcome you to SGU, and we will do all we can to make sure that you achieve your goals. So, welcome. Last, I would like to introduce the president of St. George's University, Dr. Richard Olds.
Well, good evening. Clearly, I'm here principally to welcome the class of 2021. We're very proud to have you here as our class starting here in August. We just celebrated our 40th anniversary, so many have gone before you. And I think this is a particularly joyous time, I'm sure, for those of you in the back of the audience. I, being a parent myself, know the immense pride that all of you have seen your children here starting the first step on becoming physicians. My own background is I am a physician. In fact, I'm actually a tropical disease specialist by training. That's a somewhat unusual specialty, but as a result, I've spent much of my professional career working in other countries, certainly not in the United States specifically. In fact, I probably spent well over 30 years in Egypt, the Philippines, and the People's Republic of China, and I have worked in field settings in many other, probably another 20 or 30 other countries around the world. And I think I would like to comment on two aspects in my brief remarks today. The first is, I don't think you will find a more wonderful country and a more wonderful people than you will discover here on the island of Grenada. That's certainly my impression, and I think the impression of many generations of students that have gone before you. Take advantage of that. It's a rare privilege. I know of no place where people are friendlier and no place for which you will be treated with greater respect than this island. The second issue is a more nuanced one. I've worked in many countries, and I noticed that in many developing countries, that physicians are often counted among that country's greatest national heroes. The Philippines, for example, a country that I've worked in for decades, the greatest national hero of the Philippines is Jose Rizal. Now, Jose Rizal might have been a great doctor. I don't actually know. But he was not the national hero of the Philippines because he was a great doctor. He became the national hero of the Philippines because he spoke out against the atrocities of the Spanish colonial rule of his country for well over 300 years, and for that he was put up in front of a stake and shot to death. That's why he became a national hero. If you go to many South American and Central American countries, you will discover that among their national heroes, you can count many physicians. Now, I'm sad to say, as I recall in my own country, the United States, I'm hard-pressed to think of a single physician in the history of our country that I think has risen to the level of a national hero. And perhaps that's because we have tended to focus almost exclusively on the interaction directly with our patients. Now, there's nothing wrong with that. We are physicians. We have a great deal of responsibility in that area. But I think the point I would like to make to you tonight is, as physicians, we have a larger responsibility than just to our patients. We have a responsibility to their families, to their communities, to our country, to our world. And that is a greater responsibility that we have. Now, many today, including your keynote speaker, will talk about the importance of when you don your white coat. Now, I have bad news for you. None of you will be any smarter as soon as you put on that coat. You're not going to be any smarter. But you will be given a great deal more responsibility. Think for a moment what our society does. As soon as you put on that coat, you know virtually nothing about medicine, but people are willing to tell you their deepest secrets. They allow you to examine their body. They tell you things they would not tell their own loved ones. This is an immense responsibility that society has given you. And I would argue that it's not enough just to be professional in your interaction and caring for individual patients. You owe the greater society an even greater debt because of the esteem for which our profession is held. So as I welcome you here to St. George's University and our profession, I know you will all end up being fantastic physicians. I look forward to your graduation in New York in 4 years, but I do hope that at least a few of you will become heroes. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Olds. It's now my pleasure to introduce Dr. Tochi Iroku-Malize, our keynote speaker. Dr. Tochi Iroku-Malize is chair and professor of family medicine at the Donald and Barbara Zucker School of Medicine at Hofstra Northwell, and is chair of the Department of Family Medicine for Northwell Health in New York, director of medical education at Southside Hospital, and professor of family medicine at St. George's University. Her work in medical education emphasizes ethics, professionalism, which she has taught to both clinical and basic science students. And she is an exemplar of humanism and compassionate care. She is board certified in family medicine and hospice and palliative medicine with over 20 years of experience in global health, medical education, leadership, and advocacy, and information technology. In addition to her clinical and academic work, Dr. Iroku-Malize holds a Master of Public Health in Health Policy and Management from Columbia University School of Public Health and a Master of Business Administration from the University of Massachusetts. Please join me in welcoming Dr. Iroku-Malize.
Hello, everyone. Can you hear me? Yes? Okay, so excellent. Okay. Third time's the charm. All right. So once the slides come down, the reason I have this is the people in the front know I cannot stand still. I have to move around. You probably noticed me going up and down the stairs earlier. So once this comes, we'll get started. But I am Tochi Iroku-Malize, as mentioned before, from New York, and I work for Northwell Health, Northwell Health for my operations life, chair of family medicine, and my academic life, I'm professor and chair for the medical school, which had one name on Monday when I got here and has another name when I go home tomorrow. So let's see. There we go. All right, awesome. Okay, so St. George's University, been coming here for over a decade. That's as clinical faculty because I am the DME back at my home base with the medical students who come over for the family medicine clerkship. Before I begin, this is a reminder to me to do the official greetings to everyone. Greetings to the president, the provost, the vice provost, all deans, faculty, staff, students, families, friends, and distinguished guests. Bioethics Department, Dr. Cheryl Cox, for asking me to speak with you today. Again, for those of you with loved ones back in Texas, like myself, we say a special prayer to for them, hoping that everyone is coping as best as they can and that those who are providing help have the resources to do so. And for those who have lost their lives, we pray for their souls. This is where I come from, a big empire that just gobbles up. Those who are from New York know. Every time you turn around, it's like, oh, Northwell has that. Okay, so that's what it is. Over 22 hospitals now, 150-something residencies and fellowships, of which I have 5 residency programs for family medicine. And again, our name is now the Donald and Barbara Zucker School of Medicine at Hofstra/Northwell. So my topic today is with knowledge comes responsibility and accountability. Okay? When you have knowledge, you are now responsible for certain things and accountable to certain people. The white coat ceremony is your initiation into this process of being a professional physician where you will have new responsibilities. Not many people knew or know what the white coat ceremony was until they arrived here today. I'm sure a lot of the parents are like, I don't know, but I'm showing up to show my support for my kid, and so I'm here. So it's similar to having a kid, right? Because for those up there, you don't know what it is. I mean, you've seen other people, and they've talked about this thing, children. Yeah, all right, white coat ceremony, children, okay, I've seen it from afar, okay, but you get one anyway. You say, I'm gonna do it, you get one, all right? You say, sure, I'll do this, and then with the child comes a newfound knowledge, okay? Because these things grew up to be these things, okay? I've got 3 of my own, all right? So, yeah, with knowledge, okay, comes responsibility and accountability, because now I'm responsible for feeding them, clothing them, and sheltering them, and whatever else they happen to get themselves into. But now I'm accountable for them as well, because if anything goes wrong, someone says, hey, is that your kid? So that's what that is. With knowledge comes responsibility and accountability. So your journey has begun. All right, you're now about to embark on this new thing to become a physician. And there's a timeline that goes through medical student, resident, attending physician. And I'm going to give you a little snapshot through those different phases, using some stories, hoping that you'll take home one pearl that for later on in your life. And if you fall asleep, because it is the last group, and a lot of you, I'm sure, already ate dinner, so you're in your postprandial phase, that's after eating. Which is usually a postprandial nap. Okay, your stomach is sending, signals are going to your brain saying, just shut it down, shut it down. We need to digest. Okay, so, but if you get to that point, if somebody nods off, that's okay, let them rest. Nudge them when we get to the slide with the 9 take-home points so that they're aware, okay? And then they can pretend that they knew everything. All right, there you go. So you've got this, you're here. I want to thank the Academy for getting me to medical school. Thank you to my parents, my family, my friends. That's what the family members think is what's going on in your head. I know that's not what's going on in your head. In your head, you're saying, I am so awesome. I am a medical student, right? I'm sorry. I said, what? Okay, what? No, I can't help you because I'm a medical student. I'm busy now. I don't get summers off anymore like you. I'm a medical student. Medical student, okay? So you're a medical student, fine, granted, great, okay. So I'll give you my story of being a medical student. I thought it was awesome, yeah, cool. Went to, did my thing, did everything I need to do. But you're going to hit some surprises. Reality will kick you every once in a while. So you have to be a little bit prepared, okay? So I went to do a clerkship, and I'm not trying to scare you, I'm just trying to prepare you, okay? Most of the people you encounter will be awesome. Okay, we'll be awesome people. Every once in a while, you'll get that person that you're like, yeah, no, I don't like you, but I got to report to you, okay? And that's just life. But you have to learn how to deal with that in a respectful way, in a professional manner. So I was a medical student, went to a clerkship. My attending did not like me, okay? It was a surgical clerkship. And I went in, did rounds, and in those days where I was, the women were on one unit, the men were on another unit. My partner and I had to do the female unit first, my partner had to do the male unit, and then after 2 weeks we would flip. So you do your rounds on your patients, present everything before going to the OR at 7 a.m. So you have to round it on all your patients on your unit before going to the OR. This is way back before duty hours, so this will never even happen to you. So I was there like 4 o'clock in the morning in the beginning just to get to know my patients, etc. So that by 7 o'clock, yes, ready for the OR. Don't worry, you will never have, some people are like, what? Huh? No, it won't happen to you. We've got laws against that now. Okay. It's driving the rest of us crazy. We're like, you guys don't know what it's like to suffer. Okay, but anyway. I did my job, did my rounds on my patients. We went on the floors, attendings, everything is good. He said, okay, let's go to the male's unit. Went to my partner's unit. He hadn't done everything we were supposed to do. My attending said to me, well, okay, we're going to the OR. You stay back and finish his work. That's what he told me. I said, well, what? He said, yeah, you finish his work. I thought, okay. I finished his work and then tried to race as fast as I could to the OR. It was about another 2 hours in, but then they wouldn't let me in because I was late. Fine. So I knew better the next time because I was like, I'll be damned if this happens to me twice. So got up an hour earlier, did my rounds real quick, asked one of my colleagues to help me out, do the second floor rounds real quick. Okay, round time. Tenny says, okay, did the first floor? Good. Let's go to the second floor. Did the second floor, asked the guy, my partner, did you do it? He said, no, I didn't finish it. And he said, okay, you, finish up that floor. I said, don't worry, done. He looked at me, what? Yeah, done. Can't be. Asked the nurses. They said, she's been here, she did it all, it's done. Time to go to the OR. Now, under normal circumstances, you'd say, screw you, I'm going to go to the OR, I don't have to deal with this guy, you know, whatever, blah, 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 blah. But I was like, I'm going to learn, because he is one of the best surgeons in the place. I'm going to learn everything I could by watching how he operates, every technique he has. I'm not going to learn his attitude, but I'm going to learn his medical skills, right? Learn everything I can from it. Got there, would research, study all the surgical procedures, review my anatomy, so that as he was asking my partner all these questions, after my partner would be like, and then he'd look at me, and I'll say, yeah, that's this, and that vessel over there, and blah, 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 and by the way, because I was just the retractor at that time. Then after a while, it was like he had no choice but to let me do stuff because my partner had no clue. Lesson learned. Go out there, get your education. Do not wait for someone to force feed you. Not everyone will be a great teacher, not everyone will be a great mentor, not everyone will be fair. However, your responsibility to yourself is to get the best education you can from everyone you come into contact with. You are accountable to the people here who love you and care for you, who sent you here, to your peers, and to the patients. Because I'll be damned if I was going to let the patients on the other unit suffer just because my partner didn't know what he was doing. Okay? So, you finished medical school, you didn't have the bad attending I had, okay? You've done your P's and Q's, you've got the classwork done, teamwork, awesome. Now you're moving into residency. St. George's is giving you the best medical knowledge, clinical skills you can have. You've learned professionalism because you know there are a lot of people who want to be in your space today, but they can't be because they didn't make it in, okay? When you go out to get into residency, a lot of people, similar scores, what's going to differentiate them is their professionalism. So you have to keep that in mind. Remember that at all times. Morning rounds, when you're a resident, this is a true story. Attending said, hey, what happened? We had one resident that was just plain old lazy. I was a second-year resident at the time, plain lazy. What happened? Wanted to present the case. I said, okay, let me present my case. No. Would like to take credit for everything that happened the night before. Attending said, how about Mrs. B? Oh yeah, Mrs. B is fine. Before I could say anything. Mrs. B is fine. Great, blah, blah, blah. I checked her. She's great, blah, 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 blah. Are you sure? Yeah, fine. What she didn't know was Mrs. B coded the night before and passed away. Okay. Professionalism. Please, please, please don't take shortcuts. Be your best at all times. Do the best you can and be honest. Have some integrity. That person, when they now call back to say, hey, which is funny because later on I became program director. So they call back, it was me when I became the program director. So tell me about that, doctor. Ooh, good clinical skills. What about teamwork? Yeah, good clinical skills. And that was it. And that's it. There you go. Being a physician, you got to work on your knowledge. You got to remember your responsibilities. Remember that you're accountable and handle any crisis that comes to you because crises will come. Okay, you're joining our group. You're going to be ready for this because you're being like, you've got it. You learned it in medical school. You did it in residency. You're now in attending. You've got this. Okay. It's a crisis from a global health point of view, as was mentioned earlier by your president. It may not be just individual patients. You may be responsible for communities. I've done global health this year alone, okay, because I have sites at Kenya, Nigeria, Dominican Republic, and Haiti. In Kenya earlier this year, I had children in a burn unit, massive burns, and it's because of contaminated gasoline. In Nigeria, I had to work in a camp that had the displaced individuals from the insurgency. In Dominican Republic, we had an issue with the government and the strikes, et cetera. So you have some, the residents who are really trying hard to learn, but may not have the resources to do it, and they're now in charge of the bâtés, the little shanty towns, of taking care of those patients without all the knowledge that they need. And in Haiti, same thing, some governmental, political issues, and then having problems where we had some patients that we wanted to take care of at a government hospital, but we couldn't do it because everyone was on strike, and now we had to look at the private hospitals. All these issues that are happening, how do we make a difference? Now we know about it, we can't ignore it. What do we do? With knowledge comes responsibility and accountability. So you no longer have blinders on once you become a doctor. You are held at a higher level. People expect more of you. And when they call, is there a doctor in the house? Tag you're it, okay? You could know, yesterday, you could do, is there a doctor in the house? Psh, not me. Yeah, not me. Tomorrow, it's going to be, is there a doctor in the house, nurse, PA, anyone, healthcare professional, medical student? And you're going to be like, oh, damn, curses. True story again, because I will only give you true stories here. Dance competition. For the group in front, the last two examples for the last two sessions were me on international flights with patients just dropping. But this one is easy. Wildwood, New Jersey. I'm a dance mom. Yes, I am. I wear black and yellow when the season permits, and I will be there changing people out of their costumes, etc. And that is my daughter, that one there. Okay, so dance competition, doing the regular thing, and then what do I see? A kid drop on the floor, pulls herself with her elbows only. If you're a physician, you know, or a sports person, you know if they can't even get on their knees, dislocated knee or something because they can't stand up. Pulled herself. I thought it was a hip hop number. I was like, whoa, that was awesome. Till I saw a lot of people run down to go behind the scenes. Dance mom and me said, ooh, good, one team down. But the doctor and me said, damn it. And got up and did the right thing. Took care of the patient and got her to the hospital and you know, had to forego the competition for a bit to make sure that everything was taken care of. That's where you're going. That's who we are. That's who you will be. With knowledge comes responsibility and accountability. So, nudge the people who are sleeping next to you. I ask of you, be grateful for the opportunity you have earned. Do your homework. Be prepared. Know what you know, and more importantly, know what you don't know. That is why you have apps on your phones to look up things, okay? Grab your education from good teachers and poor ones. You can learn from anyone and anything, any situation. Bring your A game always. Always show up. Be a team player. Again, it's like in-laws at Thanksgivings and weddings and funerals. Don't gotta love them. But you gotta learn to respect them and work with them for whatever goal it is for the day, okay? Take care of you so you can get to the next level. And remember who you are and where you came from. And have fun. You gotta learn to have fun, you gotta learn to laugh. Because life has a lot of ups and downs, and you can't be moping and serious all the time. And in return, we who have come before you promise to use our knowledge of burnout, well-being, whether it's about educational methods that have changed, our responsibility to find opportunities to help you with burnout and wellness, and to find opportunities to change the system that's causing the problems, to get over ourselves and learn new methods of teaching you and training you, and know what we don't know, and to be accountable to our patients, our colleagues, ourselves, and as of today, to you. Welcome to our profession. Thank you. Fantastic.
Thank you, Dr. Iroku-Malize, for those inspiring words. And apparently now I can't fly with you, I can't go to dance competitions with you, and I don't think we can go to dinners either because I get called at restaurants.
There you go.
So St. George's University School of Medicine will now present you with a white coat, symbolizing your entry into the profession and your commitment to uphold the duties and trust associated with medicine and medical training. To assist our keynote speaker and myself with coding you, I now invite several faculty to join us on stage. Our coders today include Dr. Marios Lucas, Dean of Basic Sciences, Dr. Dolan Noel, Associate Dean, Clinical Studies, Grenada, Dr. Dylan Dillip, Teaching Fellow, Anatomical Sciences, Dr. Kevin Chattar, Clinical Tutor, Anatomical Sciences, Dr. Theophanos Kolias, Teaching Fellow, Anatomical Sciences, Dr. Jaspreet Johal, Teaching Fellow, Anatomical Sciences. And today we are joined by an alumnus, Dr. Samiran Roy Chowdhury, class of 2015, coding his brother, Nikhil Roy Chowdhury. Nope, not here. Okay. In recognition of our international enrollment, the Grand Marshal, Dr. Barbara Landon of the Bioethics Department, will call each student by name and state their country of birth. Please hold your applause until all students have been coded. For safety reasons, we ask the audience to kindly remain seated and not interrupt the ceremony by taking pictures in the forward section of the hall. Thank you all for your cooperation.
There you go.
Armando Setlari, Albania. Debvarsha Rice Mendal, India. Whitney Viator, USA, Texas. Carrie Singh, Trinidad and Tobago. Sonia Sandhu, USA, New Jersey. Armish Salahuddin, USA, New York. Sana Siddiqui, USA, New Jersey. Mariah Siddiqui, USA, Minnesota. Sina Rizai, USA, Florida. Nicholas Sheets, USA, Maryland. Nikhil Sheth, USA, New Jersey. Vanessa Zabala, USA, Florida. Larissa Tavares, USA, New York. Moise Zahid, Canada. Stephanie Steiger, USA, Ohio. Tina Bargavi, Samantapudi, Canada. Derek McGraw, USA, California. Krista Litak, USA, California. Tofik Swade, USA, Michigan. Lawrence Saravis, USA, Florida. Jocelyn Shorts, USA, California. Tira White, USA, New York. Gabriel Scali, USA, Colorado. Adita Tawari, Trinidad and Tobago. Renison Ramjatan, Trinidad and Tobago. Nida Rashid, Canada. Mariam Rani, USA, New York. Roha Shazad, South Africa. Deirdre Saunders, USA, New York. Sharon Udemba, Nigeria, USA, Georgia. Sylvia Toulouse, the Bahamas. Elena Turner, USA, Louisiana. Terasoli? Baba Terasoli? Babak Terasoli, USA, Washington. Trisha Scales, USA, Arizona. Ashish Singhal, USA, Minnesota. Sanath Srivastava, USA, New York. Marai Roque-Solares, Guatemala. Christina Veliz, USA, Florida. Susan Ramirez, USA, New York. Joseph Ringel, USA, Idaho. And Calvin Tai, USA, New York. Whoops, I'm sorry, Calvin. I'll call your name again. I'm sorry. Calvin Tai, USA, New York. Nia Sparaccio, USA, New York. Anita Kamath, USA, Michigan. Uzumaka Nwosu, USA, Texas. Urfa Khan, USA, New York. Brandon Wilson, USA, New York. Martin Tumapaufo, USA, Texas. Jessica Smith, South Africa. Jan or Jan?
Jan.
Jan Wei, USA, New York. Ali Siddiqui, USA, New Jersey. Michael Klein, USA, Florida. Christian Smith, USA, Louisiana. David South, USA, Virginia. Janavi Rudrakshala, USA. Matthew Lopiato, USA, Virginia. And Matthew Zinn, USA, New York. Thomas Saong, USA, New York. Justin Wu, Ontario, Canada. Navras Saman, USA, California. Shalini Ramji, USA, Florida. Clint Sukram, Trinidad and Tobago. Troy Willis, USA, Illinois. Gabriella Vitiello, USA, New Jersey. Taylor Thompson, USA, New York. Nikita Sadani, USA, Pennsylvania. Masara Toza, Lebanon. John Williams, USA, California. Yash Shah, USA, New Jersey. Nirali Shah, Canada. Ridi Thakur, USA, Connecticut. Kulani Weerasinghe, Canada. Taylor Stevens, USA, New York. Okay. Ashali Jane, USA, Massachusetts. Jeffrey Chen, USA, New Jersey. Sanketh Sukesh, USA, North Carolina. Boe Liu, USA, California. Daniel Schlayak, USA, Illinois. Hai Tran, USA, Virginia. Masi Zaman, USA, Texas. And Leo Labib Georges, USA, California. Adam Silvers, USA, California. Ashley Savain, USA, California. Kushal Suknarain, Canada. Kayleen Sennett, USA, New York. Rachel Rohn, USA, California. Anderson Shi, USA, California. Bianca Robertson, USA, California. And Brittany Smith, USA, Oregon. Nina Snowden Williamson, USA, Georgia. Andrew Shanuda, Canada. Taylor Tellisford, USA, New Jersey. Lawrence Ju, USA, California. Amina Sosik, USA, Pennsylvania. Diana Singh, USA, New York. Laura Winner, USA, Massachusetts. John Sullivan, USA, Texas. Nicholas Wolf, USA, Minnesota. Caitlin Wampler, USA, Virginia. Joe Verduzco Jr., USA, Florida. Alana Suarez, USA, Florida. Michael Suominen, USA, Texas. Salvatore Spadaro, USA, New York. Donna Smallies, USA, New York. Alan Ong, USA, California. Ready? Eric Van, USA, California. Anthony Vu, USA, California. Nicholas Shuck, USA, Georgia. Brenna Ronner, USA, Minnesota. Laura Vandervink, USA, Massachusetts, and France. Philip Marchese, USA, Michigan. Daria Screenis, USA. Yatin Sharma, India. And Ishwarya Sundararajan, India. Oh, I'm sorry, Sandra. I'll read your name twice. Sundararajan. Thank you. Ishwara Sundararajan, India. Marina Tuktuk, Palestine. Linda Velasquez, USA, New York, and Colombia. Gabriel Vahi Ferguson, Spain. Leila Siddiqui, USA, Pennsylvania. Desiree Ann Ramsaran, Trinidad and Tobago. Liteng Tlage, Botswana. Nicholas Thor, USA, California. Adam Sherman, USA, Arizona. Pierce Maslak, USA, Wisconsin. Kevin Soden, USA, Florida. William Latson, USA, Texas. Alexis Bavona, USA, Florida. Sarah Richardson, USA, California. William Talbot, USA, New Jersey. Matthew Warwick, USA, Tennessee.
Just go by AJ.
Okay. AJ Verk, USA, California. Zachariah Sheik, USA, Georgia. Nisha Sondi, USA, New Jersey. Arvind Radhakrishnan, USA, New Jersey. Nivedita Sharma, USA, Wisconsin. Jordan Vogt, USA, Florida. Nikhil Roy Chaudhary, USA, Texas. William Wallace, USA, Florida. Amanda Warren, USA, Florida. Lian Yao, USA, New York. Chaplain Wei, USA, New York. Claire Stringfellow, USA, Arkansas. Caitlin Stryzak, USA, Missouri. Daniel Sophia, USA, New York. Austin Sherman, USA, Ohio. Jessica Stegner, USA, Missouri. Leslie Sebi, USA, New Jersey. Jackie Shipman, USA, Kansas. Matthew Reichenbach, USA, Florida. Scott Rankin, USA, California. Muhammad Rehan, USA, Florida. Jocelyn Lee, USA. Alexander Zorn, USA, New Hampshire. Lior Surilov, Canada. Field Walters, USA, Illinois. Elizar Roybal, USA, New Mexico. Rochela St. Hilaire, USA, Florida. Fadi Solomon, USA, California. Chantal Solomon, USA, California. Philip Woodruff, Canada. Jonathan Valeriot, USA, California. And David Schnorbus, USA, Virginia.
Thank you. I'm from Ontario.
Want me to say that? Shakshi Sharma, Ontario, Canada. Lee Vitiello, USA, New York. Syed Tabatabai, USA, Texas. Sanisha Roberts, USA, New York. Amanda Wynn, USA, New York. Nagma Shah, USA, New York. Jacquione Volpe, USA, New York. Cameron Tavakolian, USA, Maryland. Luis Santiago, USA, New Jersey. Ashley Brooks, USA, Florida. Ana Martinez Nunez, USA, Florida. Shwetiha Rajagopal, USA, Texas. Brian Suarez, USA, New York. Joel Raju, USA, New York. Maria Kadir, USA, Michigan. And Sumya Rajupet, USA, Pennsylvania.
Yes, sir.
You ready? Michelle Skoritz, USA, Washington. Peter Soror, USA, Illinois. Adrian Whiting, USA, New York. Kyle Schroeder, USA, Ohio. Trevon Baptiste, USA, Florida. John Sharkey, USA, New Jersey. Alexis White, USA, Florida. Lauren Santos, USA, Massachusetts. The three last ones. So you can go to whichever one you want. You go to the end if you want. Emily Shilakis, USA, Wisconsin. Justin Tran, USA, California. Grant Zellin, USA, New York. Congratulations to all.
At this time, I invite the students to stand and recite aloud with me the professional commitment listed in your program. This commitment was written by a student task force in 1995 and has been recited at every School of Medicine white coat ceremony since we began holding it in 1996. Today is the beginning of my medical education and training as a physician, I acknowledge my responsibility to continue the pursuit of knowledge and understanding until that day when I cease to be a practicing physician. I am entering training for a noble profession in which my interests must always be subservient to those who may seek my assistance. I must be ever conscious of the value of my fellow health professionals and treat them with respect at all times. My classmates at St. George's University are now my colleagues, and I owe to them the same support and encouragement to achieve their goals as I hope to receive from them. I will work alongside my colleagues and professors with tolerance, compassion, and honesty. I acknowledge my obligation to adhere to the University Honor Code and to conduct myself with integrity and in an ethical manner at all times henceforth. I shall do within my power to show in myself an example of all that is honorable and good throughout my medical career. It is a privilege to have been given the opportunity to become a physician. May I ever conscious privilege and never abuse it. Please sit down. On behalf of St. George's University, I would like to thank the Arnold Gold Foundation for the Humanism in Medicine pins placed on each student's white coat. Thank you all, students, families, faculty, staff, and administrators, for your support and presence in this ceremony. You're all invited to a reception at the Lewis and Marion Modica Hall, up there. I ask that you please remain seated, though, and keep the aisles clear until directed by ushers. And thank you all again for coming. Good night, everyone.